me tell you how much that I love you. You found me no search. It's like you knew that inside I was hurting. I was so young, said no chance, but you gave me a shot at a romance. I feel like you were like an angel sent to bring me life. Now that I'm with you, me one say that me love you, that me love you, that me love. Hey, me no go one day wonder without my baby, without me love, without me love. And no dance and sing and a ting, because you make my life complete. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I can't believe that this is for me. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, I can't believe that this is for me. Oh yeah. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, it's for me. Shut up, 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 shut up. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, it's for me. I've never felt this way. So when they ask us, say, oh yeah, we're going all the way. Tell me we happy, love you all the time and things. Sometimes I wonder if the thing could cut us under, to get under, handle. Put your love in my life, control that. I lay down my life this way. Do anything to make you stay. All of the blessings, they come my way. And all the bad things, they turn and away. Sometimes life is such a scare. Your love gives me the strength to bear. Oh, shut up, shut up, shut up. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, just for me. Shut up, 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 shut up. I was gonna go.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's about me. Listen, don't be upset because you can't hit it like I can, Aubrey Marie.
You said what?
Don't be mad you can't hit this note like I can hit this note.
Yeah, period.
You still cooking.
But girl, that's okay. Cause listen, we got it.
Lord. Okay. Well, hit it one more time. Mm. Man. Mm. I just had to turn down a deal today. Like, it's always something.
You don't understand, bitch. You are world motherfucking wide, okay?
Okay? Having to turn down deals everywhere for my singing abilities. I mean, greetings, family. Greetings and gratitudes. Hey, motherfuckers. Hey, motherfuckers. Hey, motherfuckers. Hey, motherfuckers. We're gonna go ahead and get into a free class this evening. As you know, if you have taken any of my other classes, um, then you will know what rewriting your script is. Let me go ahead and mute y'all over there. Um, cooking and stuff. I got you still. Um, but over there cooking and frying up good chicken. I'll be over there slaying down. You hear me? But hey, Kadre, greetings everyone. Greetings, family. I see Shantae Chanel is in the building. Hi, sir. I ain't seen you in a good minute. Jenny Pooh, greetings. Mama, I ain't seen you. Kadre, ain't seen you in the well. Greetings, everyone. Hey, Kadeja, Pharrell, Lamar, the GOAT. Greetings, Gina, Majestic, Michelle, Rising, Kyle, Kiara Kane, Mal Lopez, Mika Cannon. Let me go back up and see who else. Brianna, Oshun, Telma, The Rebel, Avia, Chanel Huffman, Love Nayana, Still I Rise, Keisha Keys, Stephanie Howard, Stephanie L, Tan Mazing, Quaya, Darian Perkins, Donna Lindsay, Netta, Penny. Hey, Miss Gemini Goddess, Ashley Watson, Mommy Giovanni. Oh, she made me one of those songs that I have on one of my things I need to redo. Tia, I saw your comment earlier. I really want to talk to you about what you have put. Because I kind of want to just pick your brain for a minute and see why you said it, and see what you got over there, girl, so I can talk to you about it. But tonight is going to be this class about rewriting your script as we have done before, but this class tonight is understanding your script. And when we use the word script, it is because, of course, like we talk about all the time, that we are living inside of a movie, and it is about what you want to receive from this movie, because nobody can write your script but you. But sometimes we don't understand why our script is what it is. Okay. Okay, so okay. Can you not take yourself off? Let me see. Okay.
Oh no, girl, I got
Yeah.
it. I just wanted to make sure I didn't want to interrupt any of the greatness you had talking right now.
Oh, okay.
No, 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 honey, you are talking, so I'm good. I had just took it out the fryer, so it's resting, so we good to talk now. I'm gonna eat after the live.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Well, there is a such thing as um your script showing up to you in a way that you don't even know, and it's showing up to you that way because you have sometimes written it that way, and sometimes it has been written for you that way. So we were just having a conversation, myself, Aubrey, and Jose, about our lives, and then we got into script writing and how scripts are being written, and us not even understanding and noticing. So I'm just going to kind of give you a backdrop of a scenario so you will understand why it is so important for you to create and write your own script. So your life can go in a direction in which you should have it go. Sometimes it is about you just understanding it, speaking it, and putting it into effect. So we were speaking about how sometimes, like, if you don't have a good relationship, because Aubrey and Jose had did a live a little bit ago, earlier, maybe a couple hours ago, about the fathers, and you know what I'm saying, your relationship with your fathers and different things like that. And
Hmm.
so we were speaking about friendships, and sometimes how you have written people into your script under friendships, and they play the roles of your parents. And it may be some things about them that you do not like, and you don't even realize that you have now written that person into your life, into your script, because they are playing that role, that familiar energy,
Mm.
just like a parent. And so we were discussing that and just basically saying, hey, this person played this part because this person comes with the same energy of your father. And then this person has the energy coming in as like your mother would. And so now you have written these people in there for the longing of a parental relationship, and not understanding your worth and seeing how um, you have written these people into the chaotic situation in which it may be, because it is familiar and you want that energy and you don't know it. You understand what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I want to get into that, and just to give some examples so you can see exactly what it is. So let's go into relationships first. Let's start there. So just talking and looking at relationships, say for example, you are in the midst of being single, and you're really wanting a relationship. Now you may spot this one a mile away because we have talked about this before, but I want you to be really aware of how it shows up, how you show up. So you can be single and really wanting to be in a relationship. Don't go there. What? Don't do. Okay, listen. Let me follow what Yehuda says. Yehuda says, say it as if they're already in the relationship. So let me do that. So take it as if you are already in a relationship, and this person is not showing up to you correctly. You can attempt to try to change everything about yourself. You can attempt to try to sit this person down and talk to this person and want to fix this person. And ultimately, all you want to do is give love and be loved by this person, but this person is not reciprocating what you are putting on the table. You're not looking at it as you are writing this into your script because you have missed this energy somewhere in your life. So now we have to trace it all the way back to childhood somewhere, to your parentals. Which one of your parentals? You may think it's your father, but really it's how your mother have showed up to you, to where she has done things and treated you unkindly or unfair. And you have tried to love her. You have tried to sit her down and have the conversation. She won't hear it. You have tried many things many times over, but really it's the same energy, and you're just falling in line because really when you're accepting it from this spouse, you're only accepting it because the energy is familiar, and you're still trying to make your mother see you and love you through another person. Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's deep. I'm over here like, girl, yes. That's deep.
Yes.
Because I automatically knew exactly who my mother was in regards to the friend that I adopted. And
Mhm.
the very same characteristics of who my mother is and what she would do, and you know, some of the plans and things that she would, you know, strategically do, this person implemented them as a friend, and
Mhm.
would be always the, well, I'm your friend and I am here for the best interest in you and what you, and really would put me in a place to where I'm thinking, well, is this really what I need? Because
Mhm.
this person has came through this person has came through in this particular situation, but really ultimately it wasn't because they were doing it out of the goodness of their hearts and their soul.
Mhm.
It was really because they needed something in return.
I want you to look at this, and I want everybody to look at this. I want you to, if you're writing this down, I want you to write down the word lust.
That's my word, bitch.
Lust. And I'm saying that, oh, Nadi, you didn't beat me to it. I'm saying that, and so since she didn't put that all the way out in the chat already, let me go ahead and say it, because I told Aubrey, I said, we don't understand that sometimes you are trauma bonding with your parents.
Hmm.
You're trauma bonding with your parents. So I'm glad you put that in there, because that was one of the things that I wanted to say. But you can, yeah, absolutely, who the gratitude. You can trauma bond with yourself.
That's deep.
Sometimes we're trauma bonding with ourselves because we're stirring the pot. And when I say that, it's because that is that other low vibrational voice that you are trauma bonding with. Nobody sees you. You are right. Nobody sees me. But see, that's because you keep doing dumb shit. I do. I'm just so stupid. You're trauma bonding with that low vibrational energy of self. And you have to understand that is not real. That's where the info me chant comes in. That is not a real thing. That is not a real feeling. That is not really who you are. You're inside of low vibrational energy. So if you already have the word lust down, I want you to understand that when we say lust, lust is not only lusting after someone sexually. We are lusting after the relationship that you seek to have with someone outside of yourself, or with someone within yourself. So sometimes, again, you are accepting things from friends and lovers because you are lusting after the love and like the creative relationship of your parent. I just want you to love me and see me. So we're lusting for that kind of affection and attention. Just want you to understand that. Sometimes you don't know why you're accepting the things in your life And I told Aubrey and Jose, I said, listen, Malika has said this to me 3 times, and now it is registered and I understand it. So I need to bring it to you. You're accepting these things, one, out of lust, two, because you are trauma bonding with self, and three, because you have a fear of losing someone. Once you get out of the fear of losing someone or someone walking away from you, you can register things differently inside of your mind. You don't want to lose someone. Never mind you have lost yourself, but because you are not creating the space and writing yourself into your own script properly, you're okay with losing self because you never knew you had self. Therefore, your script is based on everything else and everyone else around you. It is, you're not even the star of your own movie. Do you understand what I'm saying, Aubrey? Y'all understand
That,
what I'm saying?
listen, that is so good and deep. You are dropping so many gems right now, and it's to the point of now I am rethinking everything, and I'm like, oh shit. If I would have just laid the fuck down, oh
Mm-hmm.
honey,
Mm-hmm.
I would be fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
But the beautiful part in it is that everything that you're saying is what I had to do to just get to where the point of I'm sitting right here beside you in this box.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the reward of it, because sometimes we have to look outside of the box, step out that motherfucker to look at every other corner that's on the outside of it so that we can look at that reflection
Mm-hmm.
and really break that reflection down.
I think sometimes we don't understand. Please write this word down: anger.
Yes.
I don't think we understand that lust creates anger.
Whoa. Whoa.
You
That's
understand what
deep.
I'm saying?
Yeah, let that sit in for just a second.
Let that
Lust,
register. Absolutely, Aubrey.
lust creates, that is the girl, that's the gasoline, that's
Mm-hmm.
the lightning
Mm-hmm.
fluid,
Mm-hmm.
that's all of that to make that fire burn, because lust can go in so many different ways as we just learned tonight.
Absolutely.
A
And you
lot of
can
that.
look at it in different ways. Let's say it's not, we're not talking about your parents. Let's say we're talking about a relationship. Say you're lusting for someone. How,
Mhm.
Quatita, how can lust create anger inside of that? Because you have now put an image of this person inside of your mind and you are lusting for that. And when that person is not showing up to you or not seeing you correctly, you get angry. And now you've called this person 20 times and you can't help to, not, you can't even understand. Why won't you put the phone down?
You gotta do something until you're satisfied.
Because it's the love, the lust, it's the craving of being seen. And guess what? That shit still goes all the way back to somewhere in your childhood.
Listen, Jose, what are you thinking right now? How are you feeling about this?
I feel that it's very, very poignant. Is that a word? Poignant?
Girl, don't get
You're
added to the
right.
bug.
Listen,
Don't
listen.
add this to the book. But I do believe that makes a lot of sense because you want to be seen. It goes back to like the saying that my grandma used to say, Sammy show offer. You want to be Sammy show offer. You're trying to show off and trying to be seen, but are you actually trying to show who you are? You're
Mm-hmm.
showing up as Sammy, but who are you? Kind of thing. Like you're being Sammy show offer to everybody else, but at the end of the day, when you're done playing these three theatrics and this circus, who are you? Like, who are you showing up as? Because you're a jester to them, but who are you to yourself? People need to see who you are in that increment. They need to be able to sit there and take you in instead of seeing you in the light that you have adapted.
You need to be able to take you in.
Yes.
That's where it has
Absolutely.
to start at.
Yes.
Absolutely. You got
Ashe.
to be able to take you in. When you take you in, please hear me. When you take you in, and this is something that I'm working with, when you take you in, it will not matter who else cannot take you in, cannot handle you, cannot register your light. It won't even matter to you
Mm-mm. Sure won't.
because you've already acknowledged and took yourself in. And it's like you are now getting ready to vibrate on a different level. Those people don't even exist. Even if they do exist, they don't exist to you. You have now written something different. They're just extras. Hello? They're extras.
Mm.
Come on, extra. Honey, they ain't got nothing but a 2 second view. Boom.
That
You're
is
there for
it.
just a split second.
If
And that's
you
it.
choose to write them in, it's because you have now lowered your vibration and said, let me be messy for a moment.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And that is your choice. Don't get stuck on that page. It's time for you to write a different part of that script. Flip the page. Let's go. So
Whoa.
when we're looking at lust, anger, we're looking at intelligence, we're
Mm-hmm.
looking at emotion, we're looking at self esteem. Those three things are going to be very, very important. Why? Because you start to question your intelligence. Why don't my mom love me? What is it about me? Why don't my father see me? What is it about me? Why don't he or she see me and love me? What is it about me that is not good enough? Am I not smart enough?
Mm-hmm.
So now you're trying to prove your intelligence. You're becoming very emotional. And now your self esteem has taken a hit because you have now written shit into your script that is not even there. The picking apart that you have done is what now shows up inside of your reality when there was never the reality in the first place. Do you understand me?
Yes.
Absolutely. And even to where you will find yourself dealing with the trauma that was given to you, their insecurities,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
their fuck ups, and their situations. And you like, this has nothing to do with Quatita, Aubrey, or Jose.
Yeah,
This has everything to do with this motherfucker over here.
absolutely.
And why am I the person that did not have these things before? Now I find myself battling with them because I've given all of my attention to it.
Yes. See, Aubrey, I see not young Nadi's question. See, Aubrey, the question she said is how do you forgive yourself? You have to forgive yourself by being friends with yourself first.
Yep.
You got to love yourself. You got to be able to laugh at yourself. You got to come back to the understanding, just like you would with your friend. You have to come to self and be like, self, bitch, you tripping.
Right.
You know what? You is right. Bitch, I almost gave a fuck.
And did.
I almost gave a fuck, girl. Where my pen at?
Right.
Bitch, let me write something different.
Cause them motherfucker almost had me.
Almost had me. I almost got away with all my stuff.
Did.
Okay, come through for color girls.
Okay. You better come on with the color, girl.
You have to love yourself enough to understand what it is you deserve. A lot of people don't understand what they deserve, so they can't write it in a script.
Mm.
Because you're trying to have somebody else tell you what you deserve. A motherfucker would tell you anything. That's why I said to everyone the other day when we did the singing bowl, and I said it is your will to be done. Because if
Yours.
you go by the will of somebody else, you don't know what somebody's willing for you.
Nope.
It must be your will that is done because you have the best intentions for you. If you are, see, this is where it comes back to intelligence. If you start to question your intelligence, well, because he said I don't think, and he right, I don't never be thinking. Who's never thinking? You think just fine. You stop thinking when you start letting him tell you what your thoughts was. What?
Oh, that's deep as hell.
That is.
I have heard that so many times through, girlfriends, and well, he did say I was a little rude. Well, did you kind of break that down for self and understand why that person that was rude to you showed up in the way that they did?
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to get a motherfucker in check for them to understand. I will never come to Quatita, Aubrey, or Jose the way that I did to make them feel as though that they had to come at me in the way of disrespect to anybody else. But ultimately, for me, it was you will not step up to me in that way because of my boundaries.
Because they'll bring it to you once more. Because now they understand. I don't care if it's male or female. They understand that's how they can control you. Now, wait a minute. Because let me tell you something. Your parents will do it too. Your parents will fucking do it too. Well,
That's
what
very
did
mentioned.
Kiwan do? Mama, this my son, but what did he do? What is you doing that for? Why he can't have that? Because I said that he couldn't. You don't even know. Bring me my baby. Bring my grandbaby to me
When it's your child.
when it's your child. They
Mm.
have you questioning your intellect, yourself, your skills, your parenting. I'm not writing that in my script. This he whatever he did, I've already taken care of it. Can I help you with something? I'm your mama. You sure better know it. You sure better know it. You're my mother.
Or even, let's even take it deeper into how we can be able to make it into present terms, where
Absolutely.
you indicated about how parents should be able to take their children out of school.
Yes.
See, a person, a mother that is school driven, that child needs to be in them books because they can't learn nothing if they not in school. Well, who the
It's
fuck
to say
told
that
you?
you can't teach your own child.
Right.
That's questioning your intellect again.
So you
It'll
calling
start
me
to make
dumb?
you, yeah, it'll start to make you question your intellect.
Mm.
Don't write that in your scripts. You have to understand how, okay, let me slow myself down. Because when you do that, even if we're going to take it back again, Aubrey, to just being a child growing up under your parents,
Hmm.
okay? Your mom may come in the house, you think you have done something good. Why the fuck would you put that box over there?
You know what? Didn't even think of, or why you didn't clean the bathroom how I cleaned it.
Exactly. It makes you will question yourself, right? Now, you're now growing up and you're dealing with this on a continual basis because if she showed up to you this one time, she didn't only show up to you that one time, or your father didn't only show up to you this one time. This would be something that is on a continual basis and it drops in little spots in different places. And now you've questioned yourself to when somebody asks you a question, you will say this first before you answer a question. You'll say, I don't know. I guess I just because you are unsure of what that person is now getting ready to say to you and you don't want them to question your intellect. You're very scared now. Now, what happens is that is a bad signal that is now shot up into the motherfucking sky in the ethers, and some dangerous motherfucker has now seen it. And so now you're in a relationship, and guess what? You're dealing with that same parent as in your spouse and your lover. You have
Woo!
not gotten rid of it.
Which is how a lot of people become mutes in their relationship. Greetings, Malika.
Malika. Let me drop the link for Malika. She's
Come
in
on
here.
and think about it.
Hi, Shinky.
Listen, that's why a lot of people are mutes in their relationship when they say,
Come on up,
"Oh no, I'll
Malika.
let
This
them
is for
handle that."
Malika, everyone. That link is just for Malika.
You know
Say
what
it
I'm
again,
saying,
Aubrey.
King?
Say it one time.
You know how when okay, because I've been around a lot of couples, right? And the first thing that they would say is, "Oh, I let him handle that because this is that and the third,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
or I don't
Mm-hmm.
say anything because this is that and the third." And when you're talking to them outside of, their spouse or whoever that they're with, they are some strong-minded people.
Yes.
But when
But
it what
they're that's called dumbing yourself down for the sake of somebody else.
yes.
Why would you write that into your script? and then be unsure as to why you feel this way, or be unsure. This is why I'm doing this, because I want everybody to see and understand your script,
Mhm.
because you need to understand how to change it. Let me go back up here to Miss Aaliyah. She said something here. She said, yes, my mama, she had made it her life purpose to recruit my husband, daddy, and other family members about putting my vessel in school, the very schools they despise. Now, it had nothing to do with the schools, Aaliyah. It had everything to do with you and her trying to prove she's a better woman and mother than you. Do you understand me?
Oh shit. That's a pill. That's a pill that a lot of women just bury because of the fact of
Absolutely.
being their mother.
Absolutely.
That's my mama, and I gotta respect my mama because my mama gave birth to me. No, your mama could be the most jealous, envious motherfucker that's looking you in your face and like, I can't stand that bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And you wonder why, when you're connected with other women, you don't know how to get along with them because you see your mother in all of these other women.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Greetings, Malika.
Greedy.
Greetings, greetings. I
How
love
are
y'all.
you?
I'm doing great. Oh, here goes Sage. Listen, he just
He
he
heard
just
my
won't let
voice.
me live.
That's okay.
He did. He did. He already knows.
I'm
How are
gonna
you
have to
guys
just come and make a
doing?
special trip.
Listen, and then take him home with you.
He would miss his sister too much.
No, no, no. They'll be okay. They'll see each other again.
Yeah, so somebody said heavy on the jealousy when it comes to it. I feel like people have to understand that, like, you are putting the title before the person. That is still a person. Like, everybody is not mother material just because they birthed a child. Some people don't share that connection into the child as if they should. You know what I mean? So they not necessarily seeing it. So how do you correct your script? You have to see that, see her, see them as such, so you can correct your script. You have to see their toxicity. You have to see their environment in which they came from. You have to see their neglect, their pain, so you can register it and say, oh shit, you are fucked up. You are
I
fucked
could
up.
jump the fuck up and run laps around this house because I promise you, I am not playing because ever since you have indicated those special words to me, you do not owe anybody anything. I am always looking at people that give the characteristics that I hate,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that I know that I do not want to show up in my life again, from friendships, from parents, from relatives, anybody that has made me feel a way that is not conducive to who I know that I am.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, honey, it's a wrap. It is control, alt,
Absolutely.
and delete.
Delete. I want Malika to say what she had said to me earlier about a situation we spoke about in private,
Okay.
but you said something that was very powerful, Malika. What she say? I don't remember what I
Listen, our conversations be long, and it's so like empowering. So I don't know which part. Which part, friend?
Basically, it was somebody not seeing themselves thoroughly, so they keep writing the same toxicity into their lives because they're punishing themselves.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And sometimes punishing yourself, in addition to that, looks like you continuing to choose the same thing because you don't believe that you deserve better. So
Mhm.
it's like you're running in circles because you believe that you're running away from the trauma, but you run right back to it or in the arms of it because it looks different. And a lot of people will base the difference in looks on, let me try this situation, and not realize, like what Aubrey was just saying, looking at those characteristics, those red flags, as they'd like to say, those moments of this does not serve me, they just sop it right back up again because it's in a pretty package, but it's the same exact lesson.
Yes.
And, that's the part that hits hard. And a lot of people have to come to the realization that they may be addicted to that which they feel does not serve them.
And
And
can we also put it
mm-hmm,
just the way I just said it again, Malika? They put the titles. That's my friend.
mm-hmm,
That's my boyfriend. That's my girlfriend. It don't have to be your mother, father, sister, brother, cousin title. It could be, but that's my friend. We've been friends for 20 years, and she ain't never been your friend. You may have been her friend,
Mm.
but she ain't never been yours. You keep writing her into your toxicity because it looked different than your mom. Your mom, your brother, your sister, whatever the toxicity, because it always has a root.
mm-hmm,
It never just begins in the place of where you recognized it at. You understand what I'm saying when I say that?
Whew.
mm-hmm.
It never just begins there. It always comes from a root. When you get a boil or abscess, that boil or abscess comes from somewhere. It comes from a root. It could be an infection. You might have got a scratch. That scratch may have gotten infected. You didn't even know, and now it's trying to come out. Woo, that is a word.
Mm-hmm.
It
There
is
you
trying
go.
to come out, and now it is festering inside of a boil that is causing you pain. Bam. You try to bust it, you can bust it, and the pus may squeeze out of it. That's disgusting. But hello, it'll come back. You know why? Because you didn't get rid of the fucking infection.
Mm-hmm.
Please take note of that. I want you all to understand how to recognize your script and how to change it. Exactly what the fuck Malika and Aubrey just said.
Now, sorry, Aubrey, go ahead.
Girl, no, I am. Oh, I'm telling you, I'm about to drop this phone and run because it makes me feel so. I'm so proud of myself. You understand? Like, I can now say, you have been doing the work when I have not thought that I was doing the work. Yes, you have. You have absolutely been doing it because
Mm-hmm.
you've taken out the time to understand that these people were not good for you for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
And it does not matter. And you were afraid to lose them. But what if they were afraid of losing you because the light that you carry?
Okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. That is also you allowing somebody to write you into their script in the manner. See, I don't have to be written into nobody's script. I can decline it. I no, excuse me. I am my publicist. I am my motherfucking agent. I decline this script. It's not conducive to the lifestyle that I choose to lead, and I do not want to be written into their script. Now you can sit in auditions, bitch, and you can listen to casting, you can listen to it all and be like, you know what? This movie is not the fuck for me. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Period.
You know what I was thinking about? Why would I say it like that? I was thinking about the individuals whose parents, going back to what Quatita was speaking on previously, the parents who have that infection or that boil. And as much as we are attempting to disconnect from being in the shadow of their existence, we take on the illness that they have. We take on that
Mm-hmm.
infection rather than spending time looking up our own symptoms. We're busy looking up their symptoms, carrying them because they can't walk, because they refuse to get rid of the infection. And before you know it, you've given all of your time to a source that created you but didn't necessarily serve you, and you've never had the opportunity to heal yourself because you were so busy attempting to heal them. I think a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people get caught up in that whirlwind also. And that is also a major part of rewriting your script. My parents are amazing. When I tell you I love my parents, my parents are amazing. They have shielded me from so much that I've seen others go through, and I give gratitude for it. And even in my situation, I had to realize that at some point you have to stop parenting your parents. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
when that shift occurs, but you can get so distracted with them, with siblings, with all of these other things and everything outside of yourself.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you don't want to cause harm. And again, that's what I said. So you came in after, and that's what
Mm-hmm.
I told him. I said, Malika has said this to me like 3 or 4 times, and it's registered already now. because you don't want to lose them. I am not afraid of losing anyone, not even my parents. I've already lost my parents. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a fear of losing anybody. Like, I don't want, in a sense of like physically passing, I don't want that. But I mean, if I have to cut someone off, I will block my own kids. Child, what?
Oh,
For
can we get
peace
it?
and respect. Yes.
Listen. I got two things to go with that, Quantita. Why would you get
Yes.
me amped like this at this time in the rising? I mean, okay, so first and foremost, and I hope I remember the second by the time I'm done with the first. If I go on for too long, friend, you already know, cut me off with that sweet way that you handle.
Well, I kind of want to hear what Abby has
No.
to say.
Right, right, right. Okay, so that the first thing, and I don't know if we've talked about this here before, but that releasing the fear of loss, and
Yes.
where I came to that aha moment was from Camila when she'd spoken about needing nothing attracts everything. And the way that she broke this down, if I'm putting in my own words, but I'm gonna try to say it how she did, is that if you have a bottle of water, right, friends? Okay, family. You have a bottle of water. You drink the bottle of water. It gives you nourishment. It takes care of you. It makes you feel good. You get to the end of the bottle of water. Do you get pissed off? You get upset? You take this bottle and keep it under your arm and grab another bottle and just keep collecting bottles under your arm? No, you give gratitude for the time that it served you and the manner in which it
Mm,
nourished you. And
mm,
then you release that bottle. You
mm-hmm,
throw that bottle away. You throwing that bottle away does not
mm-hmm,
mean that you will not find another bottle, does not mean that you will not be able to quench your thirst once again, and maybe even better with a more healthier version. But you don't spend the time upset at this bottle for running out of water. And in that same way, we have to treat all things, all ships, all possessions in that manner, because needing nothing attracts everything. Now, the second part to that, Quatiter, is connection versus attachment.
mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So we spoke about this before too, and I love the way that this was explained. A lot of us are attaching ourselves to things, to the nouns. Let's just put it that way, right?
Okay.
People, places,
Mm-hmm.
things. Right. So we are attaching ourselves to nouns when we really need to be focusing on just connecting. Now, the way that this was explained is if you attach something, you typically have to use an adhesive, right? So when you use this adhesive and both of these items are now sealed together, when separating them, one usually takes from the other. Now, the difference with that and connection is when you think about a socket and you plug something into that socket, that's a connection. Now, when you're done using that power source, when that power source is done utilizing its skills to empower you, you disconnect from it. There's no residue. There's no one is torn from the other. So a lot of times we are chasing attachments when we really should just be connecting. And
Yes,
when you're
because you can
able to
always
do
reconnect.
exactly, when you're able to do that, you're able to release the fear of loss. That's all I had wanted to say. Gratitude for bringing that up because
You will not go on mute after you didn't just run this bell 15 times like that, because that was so good.
It really
But
the fuck was.
Shay,
And
all
like
Shay.
they
you
said in the
think
chat,
about
they
it.
love that analogy. But I want to
Yes.
say this to what she just said. That is what the problem is right now with Kamorley Simmons and her children.
Mm,
Mm.
They were afraid to lose him and afraid to lose what they thought he came with, forgetting that she was the one that was carrying him. It became an
Mm.
attachment.
mm-hmm,
And
That
they
was
got
what
the
she said.
residue.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Because
mm-hmm.
sometimes, ooh, child, sometimes, let me say it this way for my weed smokers. Because sometimes you may be smoking a blunt and you done got high, and now you have residue all on your lips. It's on the end of the blunt. That cannot get you high. It just cannot. And you still got it all over your hand. It be sticky all on your mouth and shit. It tastes nasty. I fucking love exactly this conversation, man, because I want people to see it in that way. Malika was so fucking dope just now.
Gratitude,
Man.
queen.
The bottled water.
That just threw me.
Because what do we do when we run out of bottled water? We know that, oh, it's another bottled
It's
water
another fucking bottle. Bitch,
in
it's
the
another
refrigerator.
bottle. it like when you said about the attachment and the tape, because honestly, Malik, I don't think people look at it like that when they're looking at the tape, the stickiness of it and the
Mhm.
attachment. Sometimes it don't stick again.
Nope.
Mhm.
And
Ah,
bitch, what you
Absolutely.
sometimes you would do if that sticker, that's your favorite sticker. This goddamn sticker ain't sticking no more. Bitch, let me fold this up and put it in my purse.
yes. Talk.
Mhm.
And then you get frustrated at the tape for how dare you not stick back to
Some
this.
people are emotional hoarders.
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
listen, y'all
Mhm.
better clap. Hand clap in the shit. Cause this is good.
I
Okay.
mean, they
The
trying to get
fact
high off the resin from the joint, and the joint is gone already. That's all I'm trying to say.
we can
Like,
Now,
even
Quantita, what about when in relationships, especially as divine feminine, we think we doing something because we using gorilla glue to
that
adhere
part. You
to
fuck
the
around and be like the
attachment?
gorilla glue girl.
You think that you using the strongest, and you've never paid attention to the fact that your partner needs their space and you need yours, and that you need to individually heal the connection where you can plug in and source each other and then separate, right? So
Yeah.
you're using all these other products, these strong adhesives, thinking that you're doing something, and it only makes it worse when it's time to disconnect. These are all steps that you have to pay attention to from the beginning of your relate any of the ships, friendships, all of it. These are things that you've got to pay attention to in order
Yeah.
to save yourself and the other person from extra stuff that you don't even have to go through.
I think it's because the way that people are not understanding the scripts. They're not
Yes.
writing their scripts. They're allowing the scripts to be written for them. And so when somebody pops up on their page, they like the way that it's looking and not realizing the history of that person. Like you
Mm-hmm.
can see, I had to think about this shit today. And I this is another reason why I want to talk about this because I don't necessarily need to write. People try to write people into your script. Somebody can pop up on my live and they be like, "Oh my God, y'all be a cute couple." I don't write that into my script. You're trying to write that into my script.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
That person comes with history. And that's how
Mm-hmm.
we sometimes live our life. A motherfucker will pop up on your live, bitch. And you now have written this person into your soap opera.
Come on. Talk
And you
about
Mm-hmm.
it.
not understanding that this motherfucker has a whole long history with self-medication abuse, self-hate, don't like his parents, womanizing. Like it's a lot going on there, and you didn't look at that. You just let me just go ahead and write him into my script because we are cute
Together.
together.
But see, that
We make
goes
some
right
pretty
on back
babies.
to what you said
Pretty
earlier,
babies.
friend. Lust.
Lust. Lusting for that situation, lusting for that oh my God, the click, the like, the admiration from other people, you
Mm-hmm.
want to be goals for someone else. Don't nobody want to be in a toxic ass relationship. Nobody's going for that goal because you don't even want to be in it. But now you're in it and you thought you had something. So now you're writing a script to make it look good. You erasing shit, you're whiting out over shit. It's still
Mm-hmm.
under that. You can't even erase it because you know why? You wrote it in so hard, bitch. That when you erase it, it can tear the paper
Oh, that's
Mm.
deep. And paper
Mm-hmm.
is what? Thin.
thin. You can't even write nothing else right there. You got to skip ahead a little bit because
Look,
that
you
part
can't
of your
even
life
use no
is torn
whiteout.
the fuck up.
Look, Quatina, you can't even use no whiteout, bitch,
You
because you
can't
can
use
still
no
see
whiteout.
it
You
through the
done got
whiteout.
tape trying to put tape on it
Bitch,
to
listen.
hold that one little piece of paper together. Then you're gonna put some white out over the tape just so you can write something on it. To be continued. Now you didn't skip
Mm-hmm.
ahead. Like that's some real shit. You must control your own life. That is the point of this class this evening. Controlling your own life by understanding what your script looks like. Where did it come from? You have to recognize the bad signals. And I know some of y'all have never taken a class about that. So you don't know what that is, man. It's recognizing the scarring that you come with, the lusting and the anger that comes from it, that's showing up in your life in real fucking time, that's creating different scenarios and situations. Don't even have to be that.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hold on. Jose had
Queen,
something
can
to
you
say.
can
Hold on.
oh sorry.
Quatita, remember how you were talking about how the DNA and how that corresponded, so people can get like a synopsis in their head of how that incorporates with the script. If they don't understand the bat signals, they'll probably understand how the DNA is and how you find somebody from that script, just as you found somebody per se, as you're looking at for your father and you're looking for
Right.
that type of love.
Okay.
Right.
So what I had said to
Yes.
Jose was, it's in the DNA, and sometimes your DNA recognize the energy. Like Jose said his father was racist, and he explained how his father would use his toxicity and then be able to say, well, my wife is black, my kids are half black, as giving an excuse as to his bad behavior and how he shows up. And so, in going into that conversation, I told him, like, but you share that DNA. And so, your DNA recognized that energy, which is why you were attaching yourself to this other person who carried that energy. It was like your DNA was searching and recognized it. And so, again, that's why we attach ourselves. We don't
Mm.
really gain a connection with people. We just attach ourselves because our DNA says, oh, there's the toxicity we recognized when we heard and we understood. There it is. Yes, he's just like my father. Whew, goodness. Now, how can I fix this so he'll love me?
Listen.
That's deep.
That can flip also,
Come on,
because
Melissa.
sometimes it's not even it's like the toxicity. I know I've been in that situation that you just described, and then there's a flip side to it too, where some certain things in your broughtupsy, as we would say, can be so beneficial that you're not prepared for the darker side of that same
Yes.
action when you go
Mm-hmm.
out in public. I have this thing that I had wrote. Oh, to get to the line, I'm gonna have to do it. If I had to tell a story, it's my own. If I had to pick a winner, well, let's start building my throne. A queen, I'm the cornerstone to a castle built on greatness. It seems they take my kindness for weakness, so let's straighten it. I was 19 when I voice pawned a replay. It was taken from me, fell off, hopped back on, confused lust with hitters ratings for me. That line. Fell off, hopped back on, and confused lust with hitters ratings for me. That was because
Mm.
I was used to, as I was raised, being around divine masculine that would pour into me. And it would be because they rated me as who I am for what I was doing. When I got into the music industry, I would see that same behavior, but didn't know it was only happening because of the lustful desires they had for me.
Whoa.
So I would end up in situations where I thought I was safe because I was raised around safe men. As
Mm-hmm.
much as there were unsafe men, my protectors, my brother, my father, they made
Mm-hmm.
sure I knew what masculine energy is supposed to feel like. But it still left traces of confusion because now, when I get out into the real world, when I dive into the water with the sharks and I'm not on the shore with them anymore, and the shark energy is giving off what I'm used to, and it's only waiting to eat me, I'm pretty much bait.
Yes.
Ooh, I love
Yes.
I love that you said that. Gratitude.
Yes. So Kimora Lee's daughter today, she said something that I wanted to say to you, which was so profound, and then you've just now said it to us. She
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
said, my father is not the person that I grew up knowing, because it's because of him that I won't even let a man talk to me a certain kind of way because he showed me my greatness. So now for him to talk to me and disrespect me, I don't even know this person.
Woo! Wow.
So listen. So I'm gonna talk about my situation with this because when Ro and I were having some turmoil, Quatita, as you know, there was a major conversation that we had. He was stressed with work. This was years ago. He would come home, he'd bring that energy into the house with him. It was just a major disconnect. We were distancing ourselves completely from each other, even if we were in the same room, in the same space. Um, there came a point where we had a conversation. That's the same conversation we had in regards to your bar and where your parents set your bar for you, and you thinking you're doing amazing, but your bar is only at lower level standard. But you're doing better than them, so you think you're doing a grand job, but there's still more
Mm-hmm.
work to do. It was in that conversation that I told him, I said, I need you to think about, from my experience being raised, you could be the perfect
Sorry, that was
example
my
for your
straw. I'm sorry.
it's okay, it's okay. You can be the perfect example for our daughter of what a father looks like, but understand at some point you are also teaching her what a husband looks like.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
in that, do you want your daughter to grow up and state, my father taught me what a good father is, but never taught me what a good husband looked like, and based off of the way that he treated my mother. And that will mess you up. Like, I'm
That's
so
what.
with
Oh my
her on
God.
that.
This is what I was trying to get everybody to understand the other day when I gave the 5-year scenario about you never knew there was a problem until there was a problem. And I said, you'll look at your mom and you'll look at your dad and you be like, this is the best daddy. My daddy is a great daddy. Girl, my daddy ain't never missed nothing XYZ. And then at 15, you found out he been fucking Miss Keisha down the street the whole time.
Mm.
Mhm.
Now you like, oh, he's a fucked up man, but he's the same daddy. Never missed nothing. You understand me? Like now you're seeing him as, oh, the great man, but now he's broken your heart because he's violated whatever trust that you thought you had, but it wasn't not that was not even your trust to have. You understand? Because that was your mom's husband.
Not
So
Mhm.
you have
yours.
now adopted that into he's a fucked up husband. We are writing so many things, and now that woman has written that into her daughter's script. And that's what I say to you about people allowing people to write things into their scripts. We just don't give understanding. We don't look at shit. We don't understand things. We don't talk about it. We don't work it out. And sometimes it's our parents' fault.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mhm.
sometimes, you can't go back and correct it because you're only in the right now.
Mhm.
So even with that being said, he's still the same great man. Now your view has
Absolutely.
just been tainted,
Mhm.
but he still didn't miss a beat. He still didn't miss none of your dance recitals, none of your brother's basketball practices. He was still there. You call him, he's still gonna give you the love and everything you need. He gonna talk to you. But he did this. And now that has affected your entire life dealing with men or women. Why?
Quatita, I want you to go back to where you indicated how people just want you to deal with the right now. I want you to go back to that because so many people find it easier just to be like, oh, well, no, don't worry about that. We'll just move on, move past it. How the fuck am I going to move past something that I'm irritated about, that has bothered me? How can you be able to move past something because you don't want to take accountability for what you've done?
I think that's oh gosh. I think that's a loaded question. Honestly, it is because we have to look at it in different ways because what's the scenario?
Girl.
Why can't you get past it?
Mm.
What is it? Because let me tell you something. Let me say this. Please write it down. Depression is a lot of the times, I ain't gonna say every time, I'm saying a lot of the times formulated because you want to change something you don't have the power to change.
Mm.
And you want what you want things to be differently, and a lot of times you want the past to be different, and you can't. And again, I'm not saying every time inside of depression because sometimes depression is chemical based,
Wow.
but it is a lot of the times, and dare I use the word, it can be a selfish thing because you are being selfish to self by not allowing yourself to move forward. You're not allowing yourself to process it. Whatever it is, you cannot change it. And sometimes people are not going to give you the answer that you seek. I just need you to tell me why. I'm not gonna do that. I ain't got to. I can't move forward. That's your problem.
Mm. Oh my goodness. Which is why I said what I said today in the ending of the live of the daddy issues. Knowing that I will never get the apology
Mm-hmm.
that I wanted in the past.
That's right.
I wish you well to get the help that you deserve so that you can finally be able to see that you are a reflection of all the hurt, damage, and trauma that was inflicted on you, that you also inflicted onto your children.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately, the forgiveness is forgiven. But the
Mm-hmm.
best result out of this is for you to understand that you have to do the work for self. And that is going to be the biggest reward for me because
Yes.
it
Yes.
could possibly, within the work, the apology could come without you even thinking about it. But
Because
because you're
it's
thinking
not
about
that you're not even due it. It's not that you don't deserve it.
it. Hmm.
It's just the fact of you are not going to get it. You know what I mean? Especially if
Right.
your parents have crossed or someone has crossed over and then you feel
Hmm.
like they owe you the apology. What do you do then? Whatever you would do if that person wasn't there, you need to go ahead and do that shit. Because it's not that you're not due the shit or due to the do the apology. It's just you're not gonna get it. So now what? Now what?
Mm.
What if they don't take accountability? Should they? Sure. That's not for you to like you got to make the decision about self. Are you gonna sink or swim?
Mm. There's that message again.
Right, because
Yes.
why do we make those moments about the other person? I
Yes.
feel like if you, when you are attempting to seek an apology, you've already walked into the picture, taking away your own power.
Mm-hmm.
The only apology that is required if I come to you and I'm speaking about something that you've done that's hurt me is you apologizing to yourself for losing a dynamic person. That is all. If
Asha.
I choose to do that and I'm in control of whether I choose to still be in your life or not be in your life and how I have you in my life,
Hmm.
as you are as well. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I just I really feel like that is completely giving away your power. And I had a cousin that I spoke to about this, and it wasn't until that moment she had like an aha moment, like, damn, I am spending all my time attempting to get something out of somebody else, working on them when I'm mad at them for not allowing me to work on me, but I'm doing the same thing. Because in
Hmm.
my focus of
Yes.
them and the apology that I deserve, I'm now doing exactly what I'm mad at them for, which is putting them first and being selfish for them rather than being selfless for myself.
Okay, great. I'm so glad you said it that way. Yehuda's telling me to go back because I think some people missed the point of what I said about the father. He's still a good father. And this is what the point is exactly what you just said, Malika. Gratitude. You have to make the decision to still see that person as that person. Because Yehuda said, go back because I missed the message. I didn't get it. I didn't give it the way I should have given it, or people didn't receive it. You can be upset with the act of the father sticking his penis in somewhere else. That wasn't your penis anyway. That's your mama's penis. That wasn't your business. You understand me? Secondly, you can try to have the conversation with your father and just express to him how that made you feel. If you can't do that, you still have a decision to make. Am I going to allow this to be written into my script to where it skews my view of men or women and shows up in my life as toxicity? You have that choice in which way you are going to operate, which is why I gave the scenario 5 years, nothing was wrong. You can choose because you could have been 30 years and you still never knew and you still would have loved that person like nothing was wrong. You have choices. That is where we fail at. We have choices. And a lot of times when we choose, we don't choose ourselves because we're so afraid, like Malika said, of the attachment and losing the other person, you have yet to be afraid to lose self. I don't want to lose myself in loving something or someone else more than I love myself. I don't want to lose myself in misunderstanding and not being able to see something from someone else's point of view. I don't have to accept it. I can say, oh, I see what you're saying. I not necessarily still agree, but I get it. Where do I go from here now? Some people need you to see it from their point of view and accept it. I don't accept it, but I hear you. I understand. Where do we go from here now? In that moment, you have a choice. When you let go of being afraid of losing anything, everything, when you have the understanding of you write your own script, when you have the understanding of I'm not going to allow this to affect me or be a hindrance from where I'm trying to go. My son keep getting in trouble. I keep losing my jobs. I'm not going to. I'm not going to. Now we have to go as to why your child is showing up this way. People don't look at it. Well, I'm a good mama. Are you? Is that what your child said?
Talk, Q. Talk.
It's a lot. You have a choice to make. You cannot continue to be blind, and that is the point. Do you know what your script is? Do you understand how your script is showing up? Do you understand the script you're writing for your children? Do you understand? Do you understand? Ladies?
You know, when you
Listen.
when you went over that the first time, I was thinking about my experience and exactly what you just said. A lot of times also will be like, I'm a good mother. But again, how are you portraying yourself in regards to the other versions of you that you are giving to the world that's not necessarily you in motherhood? Even if you are exceptional with your children, what are they witnessing in regards to the connection and the dynamics? And that goes for mothers and fathers, the
Yes.
connections and dynamics that you have with others outside of being a parent. And I say that because when we are younger, when I think about the choices I made in the mates that I selected, it was based on the good things because the bad things were shielded from or hidden from me. You know what I'm saying? So I
Mm-hmm.
would I
Mm-hmm.
would pick the individual that matched the positive traits, not knowing that these negative traits would have come along with it, and that's something I could have been protected from if the conversations would have been had from a younger age. Because seeing my mom and dad being married and such a strong connection in my eyes, as you know, I mean, which they are, they're still married all these years later, um, driving each other crazy at the house and in the garden. But at 15, I was looking for a husband.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking for a play relationship, but I wasn't given all of the parts. So I ended up being in a lot of shit that I could have avoided if there were different conversations had.
Yes.
And I have to say also there were things that I was protected from, especially with my brother, because my brother would take me around his college friends. He would pull me out of school early in middle school, take me to college with him, and have me sit with him and his homeboys so he would see how their conversations are when it comes to the divine feminine and how they approach in ways that he would sit on a phone. And big brothers, I implore you to do this with your little sisters. He would sit on the phone and listen to the conversation that I was having with a boy. This is when we had like the light up phones, and he could pick up another house phone and put it on mute.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But he would listen and he would not judge me. He would not judge what he was hearing. He would teach me based on what he heard. He would be like, put your phone down. You see how he just said that? Say this back and watch what happens. My
Yes.
brother is 9 years older than me. That had a
Mm-hmm.
major impact on my life. And I feel like parents have to have that relationship with their children too. Me and Elijah are like that.
I
Like,
think um
mm-hmm,
I, I just want to flip it because I think you're absolutely correct. And I don't think a lot of people think about exactly what you just said, but I want to flip it, Malika, because I have talked to so many people and be like, I love my mama, but I don't fuck with her because she messy. I see how she treat other people, the shit she do. She stay doing something like she's in everybody else's business. I don't like she didn't took my grandma money. Like it forms a distrust. So she may not have necessarily showed up to you that way, but because you watching her as a person, as a woman, not mom, as a woman, you now
Mhm.
distrust her as a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're not even looking at that like I've been good to you, Tiffany. Like, girl, look here, Linda. I saw I saw the shit you did to Miss Peggy, and Miss Peggy been your best friend for 20 years. So how can I trust you as a woman when Miss Peggy ain't never did you wrong and I watch what you did to her?
Girl, is you reading the fuck out of
Mhm.
me? Cause that is some good tea, man. And you know what? To be if anybody that has been around single moms and they're talking to their girlfriends and your mama talking to your girlfriends and explaining situations on the phone and you like that was fuck you did that to who? You did that to Miss Stephanie? You did
Yes,
that to Miss Luann? But she
yes,
was here hugging you tight when your mama passed. And you just did that to her? What?
yes,
Oh,
yes.
I damn sure can't trust your ass. Now, like in the back of you, I don't know if anybody that was like, I would think like that because it's like, wow. And then when it showed up to me, I ignored it. And I knew that this was a characteristic that she already had.
I wish I could find my book, but I know Jose has his on his journal, right, from the retreat. Can we get it so we can pose a few questions for them for the class
Oh,
before we
yeah.
get out of here? So, because I
Yes.
know not everybody has heard these questions, and I think they're very powerful, and I
Which
want you to
one?
pose them.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Oh,
Quantita, while Jose gets that, can you expound on the emotional hoarder briefly?
Oh, girl, yes.
The gratitude.
Mm. So an emotional hoarder will just begin to like people who hoard things. They hoard things because there's been some sort of event or incident in their lives to where they can't stand to let go of something. They can't stand losing something. So an emotional hoarder will they will either hoard other people's feelings and create them as their own. Okay, they will sometimes do that, and so that is to ignore their own emotions, or they will just hold everything. No, I'm fine. No, I'm fine. Girl, I'm okay. I got this. I'm strong. Shit, my mama didn't love me, bitch. I can handle anything. That clear thing you just said right there is so toxic
Mhm.
that will let you know I probably should not be around you because you gonna fuck around and explode, or everything that one comment comes with tells me that you hoard all of your emotions or other people's emotions. Like a hoarder of emotions will get mad about somebody else's situation and want to fight you as if it's because I just don't like how the fuck you said that to her. Like, girl, did we talk like this? What did you this? It triggered something. Like you are creating scenarios based off the emotions that you're hoarding. You don't want to talk about them. You don't want to let them go because they have now become your signature. They have now become your scapegoat. They now have become what you rely on because if you don't have the hoarding of the emotions comes from the lusting. The lusting comes from and creates anger. It comes from and creates anger. Please understand that. So when you are hoarding emotions, it is a cycle because you don't want to look at not processing, not working towards, not shadow work. You're just taking on emotion after emotion from yourself and from other people. You understand?
Mhm.
That makes sense?
the cancer.
Absolutely.
Okay. The dormant cancer.
Absolutely, Aubrey.
The dormant
Absolutely.
cancer.
The hoarder of emotions will hold you emotionally hostage. Let me
Whoa.
explain real quick. A person will hold you emotionally hostage in such a way. You ever seen somebody like, I'm hungry. Well, what you want to eat? I don't fucking know. Well, what you mad at me for? Cause I said I'm fucking hungry. Tell me. Well, you know what? I'm out of here. No, you're not. You gonna stay here. This is about us. No, bitch, this is about you and your emotional baggage, and you're trying to hold me hostage to it.
Mhm.
Someone would be, this is another scenario of holding you hostage. Let's watch Iyanla Fixing My Life. I don't really want to watch that right now. All of a sudden, this person is slamming doors because you have not done what they want you to do. So now they're going to hold you emotionally hostage because they know that you care for them. And I don't care if it's a friendship. They're going to keep playing on your emotions, holding you emotionally hostage. Well, I really want you. We always do what you want to do. What?
How did
Girl,
we get here?
you are grown. What? Go watch it, y'all. Bitch, I'm not watching it. I don't want to. You can lose a 10-year friendship because you won't watch Iyanla Van Zandt.
Mm.
Nobody's gonna hold me emotionally hostage like that because they're hoarding emotion. It actually has nothing to do with you not watching it. It has everything to do with you feeling like you were rejected and I can't control you. I don't want you to leave me. That means you don't like me. You have created that. You've written that. That's not real. That didn't even happen.
That's that. How you gonna lie to me about me moment?
That part.
Right,
Now they're gonna
Malika.
cry to you, Malika. They're gonna, I'm sorry. It's just, and now you're in a back and forth constantly inside of this toxic cycle of emotion.
Ooh, tell me about it.
Which becomes what? Triggers.
It's triggering.
Hmm.
And when you're ready to go, now sometimes you know what they do? I'm gonna kill myself.
Oh, stop! I'm going on mute.
Listen, it's the truth. Or not even that. Oh, you said you gonna leave me? Okay, I'm finna beat the fuck out you.
Yeah.
Now you're in a physical altercation, fighting for your life because you decided to choose you.
You decided, how dare you not allow me to misuse you? How dare you rewrite your script? I'm so afraid that you're gonna write your script without me in it because I don't know how to talk, communicate, process my emotions. I've even seen it with my own eyes where someone thought that my sister was going to leave them, and so they start to mutilate themselves in front of her.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker will start to slap themselves, beat themselves up, and you're there, stop it, stop, okay. No, nigga, good luck with that.
Girl, it's a thin line. Hey,
I'm gonna go ahead and take the
between
dough real
love
quick.
and hate.
Motherfucker will
Girl.
Listen,
stand in front of the door. No, you not. I've seen women do it. But you just sat and called him 20 bitches, dog motherfuckers, get out. And now you're holding them emotionally hostage because you're not done being toxic.
oh, oh, it's the lies in those situations for me.
Mm,
Hmm.
Let me tell you the funniest thing, right?
mm-hmm.
Ro already knows. Ro knows the deal when it comes to studio time, how we move. When I was an artist, um, how we move, and not to get upset with the time that we are at the studio, what we got to do, or figuring out what couch we're gonna lay on because we're probably gonna be here till the rising. But when someone else had come into our relationship, that was very difficult for them. And it was that same thing that you're talking about, Quatita, with the I'm not getting your attention, so I'm gonna try to fuck up your day
Mm-hmm.
type of
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
energy. It went as far as I had planned a whole trip for us this weekend. I booked a surprise hotel and da 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 da, but you got a little too far in your lie because guess who I am? Show me the confirmation. Let me get a refund.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, Well, let me look. Well, you don't have a confirmation from the hotel, but you booked it.
Yeah.
I
Just
mean,
fuck
this
it.
was a
I don't care. I'm gonna lose that
3 hour.
money. I'm willing to lose that money. I don't care.
Yes,
You never paid the
yes.
money.
The
You never paid the
lies!
money.
The
Show
Yes.
me the
lies!
reservation.
Yes.
Well, I must have accidentally deleted it. Okay, well, let's go to the hotel. You know where you booked at. Oh, so you just spent these last 2 hours just wanting me to feel bad about doing something to make myself better and my family better. And you're new here.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Who?
So
Listen,
will we also call those people trolls within the relationship? Because don't trolls seek attention?
They do. Those are energy vampires, attention seekers. Call them what they are. They're attention seekers, energy vampires, pick meers. What about me? And will tell you every line in the book just to get what they want, but never to show up to you correctly. Do you understand me?
Oh my goodness.
They're never going to show up to you correctly because they're not showing it to themselves correctly because they're not interested in correcting themselves or even knowing who they are. They want to feed you this fantasy of themselves, and the fact that you are seeing through it or that you're not buying it bothers them. I want you to keep writing me in your script. I want to be the bullshit in your script. You don't have
let
to
me
do that.
let me tell you the aha moment I had just now, Quatita.
Mm-hmm.
I just realized my method of being an emotional hoarder sent out the bat signal for me to have to go through that lesson with multiple faces. So the
Mm.
type of emotional hoarder that I was is the first one that you explained, which was I will take on all of your issues. I will take on all of your emotion. Let me fix it. Let me fix it. Not even knowing back then how to cleanse and clear from it. And, affecting my own emotions with theirs because it was easier to be distracted with other people's issues than to take care of and tend to my own, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in being that way, I was attracting a certain type of individual who was the worst kind of emotional hoarder. And the reason I came to that aha moment with what you were just explaining
Mm-hmm.
is while I was dealing with that situation, that person that I was just explaining, I had to deal with it in my most sacred space, which was my musical space also. Because the person that I was working with musically that I brought into the picture, when I found out that I was going to be the first lady of the label, the first thing she said is, well, I want a title too.
Mm. But
When
didn't
I
put the
found
work
out
in to even deserve
that
that.
that part, I flew you out here just to spend some time and get some work done to try to push
Here's
what
the
you're
real
doing for
question, though,
yourself.
for you, Malika.
Hmm.
Do you know why you were emotionally hoarding in that way?
Mm.
Because I did not know my worth, and I didn't
Did you
think
want to
when
be valued by it, though?
valued by
The
fixing.
emotional hoarding. See, sometimes people who hoard that way of emotions want to be like, okay, you saw what I did, right? I'm good. You love me. I'm a great person, right?
I I think I was too frustrated for that because Quatita, it ended up being a lot more than I thought it was gonna be.
But it
And
comes from somewhere.
I think I have to sit with that and really think about it because
Mhm.
I think it came from the want to people please, but I guess it would come from that in a sense
Yes.
because I was raised on that. Like
You
you
was
got
raised in love.
you got A's, here's $100 for each A.
That part.
There was
That's what I'm
always a
saying.
reward, right? There
Yes.
was always a reward. So it wasn't like I was looking for the, oh, Malik is such an amazing person. Like gratitude for that. But you just put me through hell for us to get here to this solution. So if we can just skip all of that, I don't want none of the praise. Just be right. Just do good and be a good person. Please. I can't take much more of this. But that autopsy of you do good and you get a reward for it, you do good, all those thoughts of put good out and you get good back, that can be very harmful if you don't know how to
Mm-hmm.
discern who it
Mm-hmm.
is that's in your space.
Ooh, child, that's deep.
Mm-hmm. Because
Mm,
it comes from somewhere, the
mm-hmm.
place of hoarding emotions and feeling certain ways and being emotionally detached. Oh, let me say that before we get into this booklet.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Being emotionally detached is also emotional hoarding. Please understand and hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you why. Because if you are emotionally detached to people, you are still requiring that they give you all of the love and emotion they have. Meanwhile, you give them none. That is a fact. Like, well, I mean, I know I'm not good with it, but what? You're still requiring that people give you all of their love and emotion. Meanwhile, you give them none. You're still collecting and hoarding emotions because it makes you feel good. I'm just not good with that. Then you need to go work on that and stop receiving if you can't give it. Because you're hoarding it to do what with it? To know that you can be loved, that someone does feel emotion for you. But how fair is it that you don't reciprocate it? That's emotionally hoarding as well, man. We have to look at that. Okay. I had one more point, but I can't think of it again right now. So let's go into the booklet.
Okay, Malika, I just sent you the link again in your messages. So go, you can click back in with that if you want to come back up.
Oh, what the fuck? Where did she go?
This girl, she said she had got excited and clicked out. Girl, I'm telling you, this conversation is so good. I can see why that happened. Host Abigail is going to read all of the questions. Where did you want
Okay, yeah, no, because I don't want him to read all the questions. I want to. Let me
do
get
you
that
know
in
which
front of me.
I
I
got so
want.
excited, I swiped the damn screen. I was like, oh,
That is so fun. You know what? I can't even click out. Damn it! Why don't I have one of my booklets in here?
wait,
Um,
but no, did now we were looking through it and a lot of the questions like what do you think of your mother? What do you think of your
that's two.
father?
Okay, those are the two questions. I think that's page 11 and 12, right?
Let me let me
I
see.
believe.
No, wait. I think so. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. 11 and
So
12. Yes.
yes, I wanted those two pages.
Okay.
Um, but can we go to page 5?
Let's go to the front. The front. Hold on one second. We almost there. Page 5. Um, Give me just a second. Man, I'm looking at these questions now and I'm reliving
I think that's page
different answers now. Like I feel
Yes.
like I can really answer them organically as hell now.
That's
Is
why
that
I feel
the
like they're important for people now because this is a class. So I want them to be able to take the question down. If you're writing, please take these questions down. You don't have to answer them right now. I want you to think about the answers that you're going to give and be honest with yourself because nobody else is listening but you.
is it about the mirror reflect?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna let Jose read that out.
And then what
Jose.
I think maybe the question before that as well.
Oh,
Okay.
wait. Let me go. Let me make sure. Let's go ahead.
Who loves you? Do you?
Okay. Let's start with that one.
Okay.
So page 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Who loves you? Do you?
And the second breakdown of it is what does your love look like?
What does your love look like? Who loves you? Do you? Meaning, do you love yourself? Many people be
Mm-hmm.
like, girl, yeah, I love myself. Really? Well, what does your love look like? Because if you cannot stand inside of these questions, you may need to go back and look at the love you have for self. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, who loves you? Do you? And what does your love look like? Okay. That's first question with 3 parts. Second page, please, or fifth page, please.
Okay.
What does your mirror reflect? Do you see? Do you see you or do you see your trauma? Be honest with yourself. You're all that matters.
Everybody heard that question? What does your mirror reflect? Do you see you or do you see your trauma? Repeat it again, Jose.
What does your mirror reflect? Do you see you or do you see your trauma? Be honest with yourself. You're all that matters.
That's a
Okay.
deep ass question. Yes,
Okay.
it is.
Y'all got that question down? Let's go to the next page.
I feel like that's a trick question. I'm gonna go back on mute.
Oh no, wait. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Oh no, this is
Yeah,
okay.
this next
Cool.
page.
Okay.
What do you see when you think of your mother? Be honest. She can't hear you. Acknowledge and release. This is a safe, judgmental free zone.
Yes. Yes. I
What
feel like I need to sell this workbook.
you
Yes.
do?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Girl. Yes.
I think I'm going
So
to go
far.
ahead and put it up for sale.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
okay, the next question, Jose, please.
All right. And the next
Repeat that
question.
one more time before you
Okay.
go.
What do you see when you think of your mother? Be honest. She can't hear you. Acknowledge and release. This is a safe, judgment free zone.
Hmm.
Okay. Go ahead to the next one.
The next one is what do you see when you think of your father? Be honest. He can't hear you. Acknowledge and release. This is a safe, judgment free zone. Again, what do you see when you think of your father?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Then the next one is going to bring them all together for you all. How has your relationship with your parents impacted your life? Are you resentful? Be honest, you are entitled to your voice.
Taking
Yeah.
back your script. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Who is tapping that book like that? That's got to be Aubrey with the one finger.
Listen,
Oh, I'm sorry.
these questions,
Listen.
Miss Colette, you can answer them to yourself. You don't even have to answer them out loud. Well, I want you to sit and reflect on it because you just given the answer of what your mom and your father did. That's one thing, but to actually reflect on that question and know what they did and understand how that's showing up in your life today about not just claiming the blame to them, but understanding how it's actually reflecting in your life. So, do you see you or do you see the trauma caused by the reflection of what they have done? They're
Okay.
asking for you to say that last question one more time.
Yes, say it, Jose, one more time.
How has your relationship with your parents impacted your life? Are you resentful? Be honest, you are entitled to your voice.
I'm thinking it's a one more question I want you to give. I don't know if it's after this or if it's like page 2.
Let me
Let me
what will it be in reference to so we can
I'm
scan through?
thinking it says something about your universe.
Okay, let me see. I think this may be um
it
uh,
might be in the beginning.
yeah, let's go to the beginning and see what says. Okay, go. No. Maybe the next one after this one, probably. Oh, wait, let me see. Oh no. No, not
No,
that one.
what's the question on page 2?
Uh, page 2. Who are the people that matters the most to you?
Okay, that's a good one as well. Y'all can answer that one too if you want. And then what's on page 3?
Okay, page. Oh, it's where um oh no, this was like I guess like a family tree. Did you forget you? Like we have
Okay,
to
yeah,
do.
no. Okay.
Okay.
So there is also a passage I want you to read that I had it came from Maya, but I rewritten it and it's in
Oh,
there.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, Jose's going right to it.
I want you all to hear this as you going in to answer your questions. I want you to remember this passage. And then we'll read the Yehuda oath and then we'll leave.
Okay. She's here. Hear the rumble of the earth.
That's
Ignite.
Donna.
Oh. I was just testing you out, you know. You know, I was testing you on out. Donna, you hear how I was testing you? Mm.
You so silly. Is that the one?
Okay, love cure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Love cure, yes.
Okay.
A selfless prescription from nature that preserves the broken by allowing the disconnected to become connected through self-awareness, self-love, and acknowledging self-worth, thereby transmuting self to a whole status. Love Cure by MJ.
Rewritten by Quatita. Hello.
Period.
By
Please
Quatita
don't
Dean.
forget that part, honey.
Yeah,
Okay.
rewritten by Quatita Bathsheba Dean.
Okay, read it one more time so they can hear you clearer
Okay. Love Cure.
and
A
slower.
selfless, yes, a selfless prescription from nature that preserves the broken by allowing the disconnected to become connected through self-awareness, self-love, and acknowledging self-worth, thereby transmuting self to a whole new status. Love Cure.
Did y'all
Rewritten.
understand that?
Mm.
Did everybody understand that? Let me see. Trying to make sure people understood it.
I see hearts.
You see hearts? Okay,
I
because
see
I'm not
hearts.
seeing anything on my end. So there's something that's frozen, but that's okay. If they got it,
Vanessa said yes. Pretty Chocolate said no.
Oh,
Michelle said yes. Cozy Boy said greetings, y'all.
okay.
There's a
I'm gonna
lot
have
of yeses.
Aubrey read it, please, again.
okay. I got it. Love Cure. A selfless prescription from nature that preserves the broken by allowing the disconnected to become connected through self awareness, self love, and acknowledging self worth. Thereby transmuting self to a whole status.
So basically, what that says is by allowing yourself to just be and gain understanding, take accountability, love you through it all, no matter what, but also wanting to fix and change what needs to be changed by just naturally through the process of natural selection of what needs to be fixed and change it because you love yourself enough to change it, regardless of anyone else. Is the prescription you need. You don't need medication. You just need to know that you're enough, love yourself enough to change and correct what needs to be changed to live the life and have the outcome in which you should because you deserve it. Period.
That part.
Ah,
Finger
shit.
snaps. Listen, fingers is going a million miles an hour on my finger clap. You better say that, friend. You
Okay.
Quantita,
did
that
that.
when I heard that before, it didn't, like when we were at the retreat, it didn't hit me the way
It
that
just
it does
did.
now.
Mhm.
It made me think of the watermelon
In what way?
because what I hear now is nature has made it so simple, and we as humans make it so complicated.
Yes.
Mm.
The love cure, there's only one thing that can give you that. We seek to fulfill that feeling within us from outside sources when the source is within. Like when I say the watermelon, Tiba, my brother, he grew a watermelon in his garden and he gave it to Ro. Ro brought it up. I can't eat watermelon. Since I was younger, it will come up as soon as I ate it. That's store bought watermelon. This is the first time Rose said it's from the garden. You should try it. Go ahead. And I was making it so complicated when it was nature's gift to me. He cut a
Mm-hmm.
slice of it and I bit into it. And as I'm biting, it's seeds. Now, one slice, y'all, seeds and seeds. My whole hand is full of seeds. Like, wait a minute. How many seeds are in this one slice of watermelon? Mind you, I didn't get sick because I stopped thinking about it because of the abundance that was being given to me. Now,
Mm.
in that, when you think about one slice of nature, it took one seed to grow that watermelon. And that one slice of that fruit that bared from that one seed gave me back 30 times, if not 40 times, out of that one slice more than I
Mm.
gave nature. It fed me in multiples. It fed me infinitely, because now how many more of that one thing can I plant to make more of that? We make it so complicated when Mother Nature shows us reciprocation, loving self, tending to self. You don't have to lean a plant to the sun. If it wants light, it's going to lean itself.
Mm. Sink or swim. You better say that.
Listen, I received that so differently. I'm gonna have to, my journal's in the room with Ro, so I'm gonna have to get it when I go in there.
Yeah.
But
Malika,
I have to
you
go
should write
back
a
through
book.
this book. All right, working on it.
Okay.
Okay, love y'all. Okay, go back on me.
Gratitude for that analogy. Because again,
Gratitude.
absolutely. That's like the watermelon. You did tell me that before. So yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Gratitude. Because one slice can give you so many seeds that you
Wow.
can go and plant and grow the beauty of nature again all by yourself. You better say that shit.
Listen, but Quatita, when I put the seed in, well, not me, because my brother grew it, but when I planted watermelon before, when we put that seed in the earth, we're questioning, is it going to grow? Is it not going to grow? Should I take care of it? How should I tend to it? How should I do the da 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 da? And the fruit isn't thinking about any of that.
Mm-mm. It's just gonna do what it do.
It
You ain't
just
got to
does
monitor
it.
your baby and wonder if it's growing. The baby's gonna grow because that's by natural selection to do so.
All you have to do is treat it good and nourish it, and it
Mm-hmm.
will give you back tenfold.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm going on mute. This,
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to run, y'all. I feel
that,
like that I am about to just drop this phone and run because the amount of seeds in that one opportunity, you just
Mm.
don't know how many doors you're forcing yourself to have closing.
The crazy part is, Aubrey, we allow that slice of watermelon to be other people instead of ourselves. Do you understand me? You can
Listen.
give yourself that many seeds and plant that
Mm,
many seeds in self. We always start to plant our seeds in other people.
yes.
oh, yes.
We don't
Hmm.
even let ourselves grow. That's what these
Right.
questions is about. For you to see yourself and how to write your script and live your best life. Stop giving your power over to other people. You don't even need nobody else to be great to live a good life. I'd be happy in this motherfucker by myself. I've been in my car. I was outside in my car all day today because I wanted to be. I was just happy
Mhm.
in my goddamn car. That's my incubator sometimes. It's where I remember my life. And then I come into my sanctuary and my serenity, and then I'm happy. I have shit to do. So now, tonight, for the tomorrow, I'm gonna be doing packages. So please know your packages, you're gonna be receiving your tracking numbers. I'm gonna be doing packages, but I want Aubrey now to read the Yehuda Oath for those people that have never heard it before. This is the Yehuda Oath, and this is what I say to yourself when you need to remind yourself of your greatness and remind yourself what is due to you when other people try to come into your space of existence and write themselves into your script in ways that is not conducive to you.
Okay. The Yehuda of gratitude, Yehuda. I, Aubrey Williams, promise myself any and everything that helps and best suits me, I will apply to my life. I will dedicate myself to healing, to happiness, to self fulfillment, to love and understanding. Understanding of self and of others. I will no longer disregard myself or my feelings. It is my birthright to not be abused, to not be misused, and to live the life that I say I can have. And anything that is not conducive to that, shall leave my life. It is my oath to self.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And to finish this off, I want to say I love you to everybody that came on. Gratitude to the ladies up here on the panel with me for class tonight. Want
Yes.
you to remember these words, and we've said it before. Somebody in the chat reminded me the other day when they put it in. I said, damn, we haven't said that in a very long time. Go ahead, Malika.
I'm about to cry, so you're gonna have to say it.
We are the power. We are the source. We are infinite. We are the power. We
We
are
are
the
so
source. We are infinite.
infinite. Amazing.
Period. And you have the right to be amazing. You have the right to be great. You have the right to live a good life. You have the right to not be abused, to not be misused, and anything, anyone that is not coming into your experience of this eon in the way that you want to experience them, you have the right to get rid of it. Because when you don't, it becomes an infection. Infections spread and they taint things. So live the life that you want to live because you are the power, you are the source, and you are infinite. Gratitude, everybody.
Gratitude.
Solitude de moi.
Yes.
Gratitude, solitude, Eva.
Yes. Solitude.
I love y'all. Gratitude for coming to this free class tonight. And we're going to be putting up some other classes, even though I said I wasn't going to do no more, but we will. We'll be doing some more classes. So I'll be putting some classes up. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the ladies up on the panel with me. Gratitude, y'all.
Whoop, whoop.
Solitude de moi. Peace.
Peace.
Malika came off. She didn't say anything. Malika.
She came undone. She's like,
She came off mute and didn't say anything. Okay, love her. Call me when we're done, Malika. Call me. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Peace, y'all.